What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Tonight is Sunday, February 25th, 2018. And today was it was a great weekend. How was everyone else's? Let's make sure everybody can hear me all right. We can get rid of the chat, probably. Takes up a lot of room. How's everyone doing? Hopefully I'm not lagging. The computer is a bit... My computer is just lagging. Hopefully it's not, my stream isn't lagging. But tonight we're going to talk about a couple of things. One, we're going to talk about Litecoin, why it's mooning. We're going to be talking about the new ICO group. And why don't we start there? So if you're new to the channel, we'll have to add these to our website or something. We have a Telegram group that is separated into two spots, and you can find it in the description of this video below. You can find it in a couple of the other videos. And why is everything just so slow right now? Like my internet and computer. My computer needs a reboot, but oh well. But we added two Telegram groups for which we are going to be doing a couple things for you guys. We're going to be showing you a list of our ICOs starting tomorrow. And why can't I open up or load anything? Nothing wants to load. I have it up here on this tab already, and even that is not loading. Somehow I'm live on the internet, but I can't load any websites. Huh. Well, that's not good, right? Well, none of my websites are loading. Or they are loading at snail's race. Here we go. Almost. Alright, so, well, I was going to show you this YouTube video. If you go in the description of any of my YouTube videos, you'll see two groups, and we broke it down into two groups for a very specific reason. We broke it down into an announcement group so that you don't have to be bothered with the notifications. We'll basically update you only when necessary. And if you're part of that group already, you'll see that I announced that tomorrow we'll be announcing or giving out our free sheet that ranks every ICO that's pretty much going on right now in a PDF. Well, it'll be in an Excel sheet, and you'll see all the rankings, how we came up with it. You'll see a whole bunch of information, and we can even cover it on the channel tomorrow. The people in the CryptoSomniac Advantage got it early. They got it today. We'll give it to everybody tomorrow. So, and then the second group is for ICO discussion, where we can just discuss things freely, and you will be able to chat with people. Like I said, it's separated into two groups so that you don't have to be bothered by all the noise going. You can just mute it, the group one, if you want to join the group one and get all the announcements that we make in the announcement Telegram. So you get the links to that. Today I want to talk about Litecoin and why it is booming. And I don't know why none of my pages are loading. I brought up some stuff. So luckily I can drag this down. Hopefully my internet works in a second, and we're able to load some things. I can't even load CoinMarketCap right now. Here we go. There we go. Looks like it's loading. There we go. So anyway, Charlie Lee today making shots or taking shots at Bitcoin Cash on Twitter. And it's crazy to me that this is really... I did a lot of research to try to figure out why Litecoin was up today, and this is the only thing I can find. So it amazes me that Twitter is such a powerful tool, and that Litecoin is literally up. You can see it's up 10%, pretty much the highest out of any top 50 coin, I think, right now. Let's sort it by... Litecoin out of the top 100 is number 5 right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's number 5 in the top 100 right now. It's up 9%, while most of the market is just... Most of the market, honestly, is down or marginally up. So it's amazing to me that one tweet from Satoshi Light, a.k.a. Charlie Lee, can do that to Litecoin. And... yeah, I mean, it's surprising and it's not surprising. I mean, a lot of the crypto markets are still very news driven, and there's an opportunity to, flip these. So why don't we pull up the charts as well for Litecoin, because it's been suppressed, I think, for quite some time. And I also want to talk a little bit about what I think about Litecoin for the future, as well as what is the name of that chart? The Bitcoin trans Bit info charts. Oh, no, that's not it. Bit info charts. I want to show you something. And let's chart Litecoin while we let that load. Litecoin, Bitcoin. By the way, this weekend was interesting. So I spent most of the weekend, actually, we were mapping out our ICO. And we met with our third co-founder. And we are in the process of finishing the white paper. And I don't know. We think it's a cool idea. We'll let you guys know what you guys think. We'll want to know what you guys think of it. So we broke above that red line. LitePay was announced obviously a few days ago. So if you didn't catch the news, LitePay is kind of like BitPay, where you can pay with Litecoin. And a lot of merchants, I think, were very positive on the news, that they liked it very much. LitePay is the ability for merchants and customers to send Litecoin for payment, which is really cool. And it's the reason why I brought up this transaction time table on the second tab. And why don't we break just free for that for a moment, and let me talk to you about it. That's not it either. Where's the website? Bit info charts comparison. Let me pull up the chart. This is what I want. So here is a chart of, for one, the block times. So Charlie Lee posting and taking shots saying that Litecoin will overtake Bitcoin Cash this year, and I think he's got the grounds and merit to do so. I always thought Litecoin was better for a number of reasons than Bitcoin Cash. One, it's been around a ton longer, and now that's kind of half true, because Bitcoin Cash is just a fork of Bitcoin. So the code and the chain has been around as long, but the community has been very strong for Litecoin from the get-go. And the biggest thing that I like, what's going on, Canadian Crypto and Coffee and Maysam, the biggest thing I like about Litecoin is the charts. I mean, the block times. So when you compare it to Bitcoin Cash, it has about a quarter of the block times that Bitcoin has. So on average, it's about, I'd say maybe a fifth. Litecoin is about 2 minutes, 2.5 minute block times, maybe a fourth. And Bitcoin, meanwhile, has 10-minute block times. Same thing for Bitcoin Cash, roughly. Bitcoin actually looks like it has slightly smaller block times on average, but here's the block times by comparison. And I wish I could brighten these lines up and make them thicker, but Litecoin and Bitcoin Litecoin is faster than Bitcoin Cash when we talk about block time. You don't have to wait. Approximately, you have to wait for the same amount of confirmations as well for it to be considered stable and irreversible. You have what's in blockchain technology, basically irreversibility. Basically, there's no real set amount as to when irreversibility is created, but it's basically just an agreed upon number when consensus is usually reached at a block at which it's basically probably very improbable that it's going to reach this point of irreversibility. So basically, after zero transaction or zero confirmations in the blockchain, you could have a reversal in the transaction. It might not actually go into the blockchain, and maybe another chain gets mined and a different chain is the true and real chain. So Litecoin takes 6 confirmations with an average block time of around 2.5 minutes. So that is on average, it takes about 15 minutes for a block or a transaction to become irreversible in Litecoin. Meanwhile, with Bitcoin, it takes roughly an hour. 10 minutes times 6 blocks is about an hour. And it takes about a quarter of the time for Litecoin. So it has that on both Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, which I think is the biggest thing. If we look at it from a transaction fee standpoint, where is the transaction fee one? Median transaction fee. There we go. You'll see that Bitcoin has actually done very well recently. I'm sure there's a lot of, you guys saw that the fees. Did anybody see the recent Coinbase article? SegWit being implemented and fees slashing from a fraction of what they used to be.
Bitcoin actually
Being a fraction of what they used to be. Yeah, someone commented, Johnny Justice, what about the SegWit 2X and Lightning Network coming to Bitcoin in the next week or so? So Lightning Network is not coming in the next week or so, but SegWit for Coinbase apparently is. SegWit has been around, SegWit 2X is what he's saying. SegWit has been around obviously for some time, but SegWit is being also implemented. I guess Coinbase did not have SegWit implemented yet, which is, well, should be good. Should be allow for faster transactions and less fees. You can see that we've dumped the fees quite a bit from where we were back in December. But if you look at Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin's fee, Litecoin is actually more. I mean less, albeit that well, I guess they alternate. I won't say it's always less. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. But for all intent and purposes, they're about the same. They're very marginal. They're basically the same. They're dead on. They're on top of each other. So from a feed fan standpoint, Bitcoin Cash, in my eyes, doesn't have anything special over Litecoin in regards to that. So Charlie Lee's tweets, I think, are warranted in a lot of different ways, or, you know, acceptable. So somebody asked, talk about Litecoin Cash. Is it worth getting those 10x coins for every Litecoin? So no, I don't think so, because I think Charlie Lee even said that Litecoin Cash is a scam. So be careful. There's not a lot of forks. Everyone's so excited about airdrops and forks. I really don't concern myself a whole lot with all the forks and the airdrops anymore. They're just too many to keep up with and really not legitimate. And, you know, just hold on to your money and keep it in a hardware wallet. It's that way, if things do fork and you have them put away, you'll have money on both chains because you own your private keys. And then you don't have to worry about, do I have to move it to this exchange, that exchange, do this, do that. Don't make decisions on investments just because of forks. I don't think that's a good idea. Just keep your money, chill, let it sit. Don't worry about it. So the news also, LitePay is being implemented tomorrow. That again was something very similar to like BitPay. So merchants and customers can accept Litecoin as a form of payment, and they'll be able to do so with very low irreversibility times as well as low transaction fees. So as I said, transaction times on Litecoin are only about 15 minutes to be confirmed. So should be pretty good. Now let's take a look at the charts, and the daily looks pretty good. So anytime we break out of a new high, now this could be short-lived though, but we'll see. But we've broken out, you can see, above this old line. We closed for the first time in a couple of days above these candles. Now we haven't reached this high right here. We haven't broken past that, but a lot of times when you break past through old resistance, you kind of shoot up, and this kind of looks like a double top. So maybe is it the bottom? Could we have a reversal again? A double top usually is the beginning of a reversal the other way. But on the daily, the MACD is pretty high. I mean, looks pretty good, rather. Sorry. It looks pretty good. But the RSI is it's kind of high. In fact, let's change it to the 4-hour and just zoom in it. On it. On the 4-hour, the RSI is pretty high, and the MACD looks like it just had that buckle there. Can you see that little hunch that it's going to curl back inwards? Stream stopped. Anybody else? The stream stop for anybody else? My computer is really slow. I should have restarted it before the stream, but I did not realize how slow it was. But I see a little buckle there. Are we at the top? Hard to tell. Let's zoom in on the 2-hour. On the 2-hour, we've already started to cross. And on the 1-hour, we're already crossing. So we're already dumping, basically. So could be short-lived. Again, I think a lot of this was news-driven. This Litecoin, the Litecoin run-up, I think it was very news-driven. I think it's literally just the power of people's tweets, which was powerful. And by the way, follow my Twitter if you haven't. My personal Twitter that has no followers. Come follow me on Twitter at, not CryptoSomniac, but and we'll answer your question in just a second, Boya Kasha. But my Twitter is Sam_Capizzi, and nothing wants to load. We got a new computer. You guys aren't going to believe it. I got a new computer, and it came in, and this is Twitch. It couldn't happen before I installed all the programs. It happened after I installed all the things so we shipped. It is a beast, and there's me. I think he lost connection, froze here. Well, we're just gonna keep going. Hopefully everything's all right. Anyway, you can follow me on Twitter, Sam_Capizzi. That's me, and all kinds of goodies. We met a fan, Rob, out at Bitcoin Dallas. The new PC is built on the old Bitcoin blockchain with no SegWit. Maybe. I don't know. Who the hell knows? Video output is low. Man, I'm sorry, guys. I think the internet is just super slow today. I9. I don't know. I'm moving to Puerto Rico. Hopefully they had internet there that works. But follow me on Twitter. Again, we have the Telegram groups. So we'll be releasing tomorrow. If you haven't been on my Telegram or in the group yet, you can get a description of it, a link to it below, where you'll be able to join the Telegram ICO announcements and the Telegram group chat. So I don't know why everything is just so slow today. I'll show you what I got. I got a trade alert to take profits on Litecoin at 250. Let's take a look. What is it in USD? To be honest, I don't like, and I know maybe Snay and I have some different opinions, and maybe other people have different opinions, and I think as long as you stick to one or the other, it's good. You're consistent, but I don't really like to look at Litecoin in terms of USD. I mean, maybe you could, because there is Litecoin is available on Coinbase in terms of fiat, but when I look at anything aside from Bitcoin and sometimes Ethereum, I'm really just looking at the BTC price and interested in, can I outpace this with a different coin? Can I outpace the growth of Bitcoin through a different coin? I'm all about trying to accumulate more Bitcoins. If someone offers me today dollars or Bitcoin, if they want to offer me $500 or $500 in Bitcoin, I want the Bitcoin, because my philosophy is that Bitcoin is going to outpace the dollar. So I'm only concerned with trying to accumulate more Bitcoins, not more dollars. Now, maybe that changes in several years when I want to cash out, but seriously, I want to acquire more Bitcoins than dollars right now. If you give me the option to choose one or the other, I'd rather Bitcoin. So when I look at other coins, I'm interested in outpacing Bitcoin, not US dollars. So I don't really want to look at Litecoin and its order at 250. I would be looking to find out where you should take profits here. And honestly, you might have missed it. We look like we're in this band here, and you might want to take profits now, because you can see we're in between this band. Somebody asked, are you really moving to Puerto Rico? We're not sure. I'm going there on the 9th next month for 10-11 days, and we're going to decide. We're applying right now for Act 22, and we'll just see. We might. We're no guarantees. I'd love to. There's a lot of bonuses, I think. There's a lot of cool things. I'd love to learn a second language, find me a Spanish esposa, and learn some Spanish, and be in a new world. I love island life, but I'd also really like to work on our business. So this weekend we were talking about only our ICO. We were planning, writing our white paper. We're still in the process, and we're really excited. So we're trying to see where our company should be in regards to even me. Like, does it make sense to move to Puerto Rico? A lot of our team is based here in California. We also have another guy coming on board later this week. So we'll see. Move to Hawaii. Hawaii is expensive, though. I'd love to go to Hawaii, though. I've actually never been to Hawaii. Soon, though. But I don't think it's quite as cheap as Puerto Rico, and it doesn't have the tax incentives, that's for sure. But Litecoin right now looks like we're inside of this band. I might look to take profits today right now on Litecoin, based upon the few of the things we have here in the charts, or on the charts. The daily looks good. We did break out of this band if we're looking at the daily. And looks like we're traveling in this new one right here. So it'll be interesting to see what else. Let's see what else is going on in the markets. What else do I have? Digix Dow. Every time Bitcoin's down, Digix Dow is up. Digix Dow has had a great run recently. Where were we at recently? Yeah, Digix Dow had a great run. Snake doesn't seem enthused about moving. Yeah, I think Snake gets stuck in places and doesn't want to move. I love moving. I love travel. It's one of my biggest passions. I spent a year solo traveling, backpacking all over the world with nothing in mind. That's a beautiful trend line. You can see that. But yeah, I spend a ton of time just traveling solo, nothing in mind. I'm very nomadic. I don't like to bring a lot. I don't like to have a lot. I like to stay free and flexible and float around. I know I'm young, so I don't have any commitments, and so I'm super excited about moving. I'd love to move. Digix Dow though has had a great run, and that's a great, easy to see trend line. And I want to talk a little bit. So I think Litecoin will eventually outpace the growth of Bitcoin Cash, or it will surpass it on the charts. It's been there for a while. Litecoin's been around since 2011, and they have a tremendous community behind them. Like they're one of the most resilient communities I've seen on any cryptocurrency. They're on a ton of exchanges. Wow, they're not going anywhere. Litecoin is one of the biggest coins out there. I didn't realize they were on that many exchanges. 337. How many is Ethereum on? I didn't realize it was that many exchanges. Wow. And let's look at Bitcoin Cash and how many exchanges they're on. All right, Ethereum is on 400 on the dot. What is Bitcoin Cash at? Markets. They're only on 235. Wow. So, yeah. I definitely think Litecoin outpaces Bitcoin Cash this year. I also think it has the potential to be well over a $500 coin, which is a modest double what it is now. I could definitely see it. I could see it. Wow, Ripple's tanked. Remember when Ripple was well over $100 billion in market cap? It surpassed ETH for a short period of time. Man, if anyone caught, could have made a ton of money selling that. We're back down to 92 cents for Ripple. But what is the target sell price? I will cancel my 250, but not want to sell below 220. So like I said, I wouldn't look at it in terms of cash. I'd look at it in terms of Bitcoin. I think right now it was not at a bad price, though. What's up about Neo? Well, why don't we chart Neo? And let me pull up Coinigy. But yeah, tomorrow, go into our Telegram group. We'll be giving away our free ICO guide. Top 10, top 20, top 30 rankings. We're going to rank all the top ICOs of the month. And we'll give you our write-ups soon on some of the few that we do like. And let this internet load at galactic high speed. And we'll just wait. Why don't we check out the questions over on Facebook while we wait. So, let's check out Neo. Again, so this is one of my thoughts. Looking at Neo right now, I just don't see Neo as a good buy in general right now. And I mean, it depends on what type of trader you are. I am a little bit more medium to long term than I am day to day and swing trade to swing trade. But when I look at this, let me pull this out to the daily. This is what I see on the daily. I see we are very near, or very darn close to an all-time high. So I'm just looking at this going, and this is just from like a high-level standpoint, high-level point of view. I'm looking at this, like we're really high up. I love to do Fibonacci retracements. We usually, and after any big run-up, like we have here with Neo, we always see a pullback, and we come back down into this region here usually, this blue region. And I would not be surprised. And I'm not saying it happens tonight. I'm not saying we don't go up to here before we get there. And we might do this. and we probably will because everything's cyclical. And there's money to be made in between here. This is where you can make a lot of money. You can make it in between these bounces. However, it requires dedication, time, and looking at this on a lot smaller of an interval to capitalize on that. Me personally, I don't. I look at it more of like cycles. Like I'll look at it from here to here, over the course of a month, from there to there. So I'm more, everyone has their own game here. Everyone has their own style. For me, it's kind of like, hey, Neo right now, it's pretty high. I sold some Neo a couple of weeks ago. It hasn't really done much since then. It's just been chilling in this region. But I do fully expect to see it to come back down. I expect that what will happen is that Bitcoin will continue to go up this next couple of weeks. And a lot of altcoins, maybe they don't go down in price in USD, but maybe they don't go up in USD. And because they don't go up in USD, if Bitcoin's going up in USD, then they're actually going down in BTC. So this is the Bitcoin chart. So I fully expect that it's going to come back down to reality. And I think that there's more money right now in Bitcoin to be made than there is Neo. That's just me. There's no guarantee here. Maybe we fly off the top, but I really do expect us to see Neo cool off for quite some bit. There's been a lot of excitement recently. We've had Neo coins, all kinds of Neo coins launching on KuCoin. They've been the hot jazz the last several weeks. We had the Neo DevCon conference, a lot of different things. And I think that, caused a lot of this run up and excitement. And now I think it's going to chill. And I think we're not going to go anywhere anytime soon. That's just me. But when it comes back down, you heard it here first. You heard it here first from Uncle Sam. So, what else is going on? Keen to hear about Tronix. I think Tronix is good. Now, there's been a lot of speculation, and it's at a good price. It got hammered. And let's not look at it on a Bitfinex. Let's look at it on a Binance. It got hammered, and it's holding. And that's not what I want to draw. Let's pull up the rest of the indicators here. And let's go back to it. Tronix. Binance. Bittrex. Tronix. Let's start with the daily. On the daily, we are very, very oversold. Not very. We've been worse. There's been worse. But it's also holding its own. If we look here, very nice support line. It'll be interesting to see if we break it or what happens. But if you're looking at it at a good price to get in, it's now. It's at the bottom. It's at its floor. And it's at exactly, it's literally resting on the 618 level that I like. You can see it. You can just see it. Watch when I do the fib. From the bottom, from this point, all the way up to, well, if you do it all the way up to this wick, it's actually well below the 618. It's on the next one, the 786. So, and I mean, it went below. Like I said, you don't always come back to here. You might go a bit lower than it. Sometimes you might not reach it completely. Usually this line is a pretty good indicator of where things do come back to. However, you can see that this wick out here kind of made this an outlier because I had to really drag up the Fibonacci retracement up well beyond the other wicks because this wick is really an outstanding wick. And it made a massive, massive run. One of the biggest runs I've ever seen of any cryptocurrency. If you had gotten into this before this run up, this is a return of, wow, it's only 100%. No, what am I doing wrong? Is that it? It's only, all right, there we go. I was going the wrong way. That's a return of 9,000%. That's outrageous. 9,000% gain. Man. So, it's understandable that it might come back down this far. But, so I think it's a good time. And it is a great project. They have all kinds of people in it from, what's it called? Alibaba. All kinds of developers coming in. I think it's a great project still long term. And it's at a good price to get in. We could look at it on smaller intervals and different things. Thinking of selling some of my EOS for more Litecoins. It depends. I mean, I'm invested into both. I think it's good. I think you should have both, to be honest. And it depends on what kind of trade you're talking about. You know, are you just talking about, let me trade Litecoin for some EOS just for the next few days, few weeks? Are you looking to just hop and switch boats altogether? Me personally, I think EOS is another one of those coins that is kind of near an all-time high right now. Might not see a lot of action until we get closer to the end of that ICO. And I've actually said this many times. I told you that EOS was high. Don't buy it. It's near an all-time high, and it's going to come back. So I haven't been interested in getting into EOS recently. It has been just near this all-time high, and it's coming back down. And I see it kind of like a lot of the other alts that are high, just like Neo. I'm telling you, you'll probably come back down to here. And if you want to pick up more EOS, look to do it here. This is where you want to do it. This is where you want to do it. I don't think trading Litecoin right now for EOS is the wisest decision. But maybe you want to catch this bottom, you know, and you just want to swing trade it today, because on the daily, EOS is very, very low. However, if we go into some of the other intervals, let's check it out. Not quite as oversold. So there's room. I mean, it depends what you're looking at it. But if you're looking at it over the span of the next several weeks, and the way that I trade, I'm not quite interested in EOS. I think there is more downside before we see a recovery in EOS. Verge does exist anymore. I don't think so. I think Verge is a crap coin. I said it here many weeks ago on the channel, and you know, Verge is just dumped like a dumpster. Verge Bitcoin, and we're going back down, way back down. Let's see. Any questions over on Facebook? Hit that thumbs up button too, by the way. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up button if you like the content. And why don't we give away some free cryptocurrency here like we do every day? We'll pick a random number generator from 1 to 3. 1 for Facebook, 2 for Twitter, and 3 for, whatchamacallit? 3 for, what's it called? YouTube. And did that work? All right. Let's, now that we know it works, let's do it one more time. Next click. 1 for Facebook. All right, so let's check out the video from, what was it? We didn't do a video yesterday. We were actually, like I said, we were writing a white paper yesterday and deciding on a company name, which I think we finally figured out this morning. And this is going to take forever to load, so I'll just let it load. We finally figured out and settled on a company name and logo for our ICO. Now, I can't share anything yet because we are not quite there yet, but we will definitely be talking about it soon. Don't worry. So, while we're here, we have a meetup. Anyone looking to come to our meetup this Friday? We're having a meetup on Friday, March 2nd. Hope to see you guys there. It's going to be held in Los Angeles at Angel City Brewery. So if you have the chance and you're in Los Angeles, come on by. And please share this video if you enjoy the content. And where is my boy Snay? We're just going to have to go to videos to find yesterday's video. Wenchain. We all want to be Wenchain millionaires. When is Wenchain coming out? When is the Wenchain coming? So, we have 8 shares for Snay's video. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of whom I can actually see. So, let's pick a number from 1 to 6. And lucky number 6. So, I have no idea what that says, but congratulations. You just won yourself some free cryptocurrency, and whoops. Snippet. We'll take that little snippet there, and we will be in touch to give you some free cryptocurrency. So, somebody asked, are you an accredited investor? What are your thoughts that only accredited? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts that only accredited? I guess you mean, what are my thoughts on ICOs that allow only accredited investors? Right now, if you're not an accredited investor, it's very difficult, impossible virtually, to participate in ICOs in America. So if your ICO does not limit you to accredited investors, I'm concerned, actually, because they're probably not following guidelines and they may very well be hit. And I'm telling you, I went to a conference just last week and we talked to a ton of guys, and we really feel like that there's going to be a lot of ICOs that, because they're not following strict enough guidelines, that are going to be come down and cracked on, are going to get the whip like Munchie Token, and they're going to be out of business. So I'd be very careful to invest in anything that does not force you to be an accredited investor at this point. Yo, it's a snippet of Daddy Snay. Do you know anything about Counterplay? No. What is that? Is that a cryptocurrency? Counterparty? No. I don't know what Counterplay is. How do you feel about Sonum? Sonum is a cryptocurrency that both Snay and I liked. I think it's I like the idea. It's one of the ideas that for blockchain technology just makes perfect sense for me. And as a scientist, an engineer, somebody who uses computers, loves technology, the idea that Sonum is creating is very cool. And it can be used in a lot of applications. They're looking to basically crowdsource computational processing power and help do a ton of different things, like render videos. You know, Pixar movies, I think, if you calculated a Pixar movie to take place on just a couple of processors, it would be years for Pixar movies to process. But because they use so many, luckily they're able to do it in a reasonable time frame. But they could actually use Sonum could be used to crowdsource people's unused computational power, which I think is awesome. You can do it for research, medical research, video 3D rendering. Their website, I mean, says all the things that they can do it for, which I think makes total sense. I'm a big fan of what they're doing. I know it's very similar to Golem in a way, but the use cases are there. Scientific research, machine learning, video streaming. Well, that's another cool one. Without interruptions, Netflix and HBO. That's awesome. Site hosting, game servers, video rendering. I think it's a brilliant idea. And I think that it'll be, once usable and applicable to mainstream adoption, I think that'll be really cool. This is one of the applications, actually, that for me is just, it's one of those ones that I know is going to work. It's just, how do you make the token, the platform, and get everyone on board to use it? The idea is 100% flawless, basically. It's spot on. Do you think OMG will face competition from LitePay? No. I think they do a lot of different things. OMG is not necessarily competing with things like BitPay and all these other things, right? They are trying to bank the unbanked, which also is one of the biggest projects I'm passionate about. And let me just take a look at the Omise Go chart, because it's been a little bit. It's been a hot minute. The Omise Go chart looks, well, let's go out to Bittrex. The Omise Go chart looks okay. It's kind of in the middle. It's kind of not like an amazing time. It's not a bad time at all, though, to buy, if you ask me. We are traveling in a nice little groove. We haven't traveled below that line in quite some time. We are hitting resistance right now, but I'm telling you, OMG is going to be massive, massive later this spring. One of the best coins you can invest in with the least amount of risk, because it's going to be massive when the mainnet launches later this year, when things come online for plasma, sharding, all those things. This is going to be massive. Absolutely massive. This is one of those coins that, just like Neo, you're going to see it today at 20 bucks, and you're going to see it 3 weeks later at well over 100, and you're going to wish you got in. Someone says, for your cryptocurrency tracker, do we have to input all our past transactions to get our market value of the portfolio? Yes. So one thing we are working on is we're trying to actually make you can input basically your MU address, and it populates your entire portfolio tracker for you. So head over to it. If you're not there, if you're not familiar with it, head over to the portfolio tracker and you'll be able to check it out. You can start to store all your different coins on there under your username, and it's all from the PC, and hopefully you like it. So this is it right here. If you're not familiar with it, you can store and track all your coins, get your total portfolio value, all that pretty good stuff. Someone requested the New Zealand dollar be added, so there it is. Is QTUM going to follow Neo? Yes, it is. I really do. QTUM is just a matter of time until ICOs start launching off it and it gets some hype. QTUM is going to follow in the same footsteps of Neo. If you are interested right now, I think transferring some Neo into QTUM is a great time to do it. I'm telling you, it's going to be a fantastic pick later this year. And it's at very good levels right now, and it's been holding very steady at this line since well since December. In fact, you would have made a lot of money if you transferred your Bitcoin into QTUM December, because it's held its own, whereas Bitcoin has tanked a lot. QTUM has not gone anywhere. So, Sam, what coins don't need the blockchain and should not exist? Ripple, etc. That's a great question. There's a lot of coins, unfortunately, that fall into that category. It's more like which coins do need their own blockchain and should exist is kind of the way that I see it. I'm going to tell you half of these coins, and as me and Snay thought more and more and more about our ICO and our blockchain, we started to develop very strong feelings about the differences between a DApp, you having your own blockchain, and just leveraging blockchain technology for without even a coin. And when we started to examine a lot of the other models, we found that, I'm going to be honest, 95% of these coins right here don't need their own coin. They just did it to fundraise, which is okay. You know, at the end of the day, it's a method, it's a revolutionary model to raise money. It's a crowdsourcing funds globally, which we've never been able to do before. So I want you to understand that 95% of these projects, though they are a utility token, they are mostly a security token, and you are just investing in the company, and there's a direct correlation between the coin going up in value and the company. So it's 95% of these guys do not need a coin. We looked at a ton of models to try and figure out, you know, do we want our own blockchain? And we came to this idea, well, I'm not going to share a ton, but we formed very strong opinions about different things. And I'm telling you that most of these projects don't need a blockchain. They don't have a use for a cryptocurrency. Some of the ones that do are the platforms. They need their own cryptocurrency, like a Neo or an Ethereum. However, there is a ton of projects on here that are absolute, not all of them are absolute shit, but a lot of them are not needing their own coin. And they could do it off of a DApp. And there's a very key differentiators between a DApp, having your own blockchain, and you could even just utilize and leverage blockchain technology without having your own coin. So, that being said, I don't know where to start. I'm telling you, 95% of these coins don't need their own blockchain or their own cryptocurrency. So, but then again, like I said, it's not a bad thing. I'm not hating on every single cryptocurrency, because I think there is some value tied to that coin, which will go up. What is a DApp? A DApp is a decentralized application. It's a fancy word for an app that uses blockchain technology. Can we enter alts versus Ethereum comparison in Portfolio Tracker? Can we enter alts versus Ethereum comparison? What does that mean? What does that mean? Can we enter the alt versus Ethereum comparison? So do you want to see it in terms of ETH like this? So you can see, look at the ETH price. So you can look at all your alts in terms of Ethereum. I don't know. Not sure. What are my thoughts on Counterparty? I don't own any Counterparty. I haven't done a ton of research on it. To be honest, for a second, I forget what they do. I need to refresh my memory because I know exactly what they do. No, I don't. That is... I mixed up Counterparty with something else. I don't know what Counterparty does, to be honest. And I'm going to be honest, like I said, not like I said, but I've said this before. Right now, I think Bitcoin's going to do very well. I'm not looking to trade a whole lot of things. There have not been a lot of projects that I've picked up in the past several weeks. There's been some projects I've done some research on and some new things. What ICOs I think I'm coming out that are going to be nice. But I haven't done a whole lot of trading. I think there is more money to be made for the most part in Bitcoin. So I don't want to use this as an excuse, but like I said, I haven't been getting into a lot of new coins, and this one is one that I don't know enough about of. Thoughts on WanChain? Man, WanChain has got to be the most hyped up coin I've ever seen, and that thing is going to probably be dumped. It is way too hyped, so please be careful. There's going to be a lot of investors that look to cash out and flip. And that's just the nature of ICOs. We've dealt with VCs. They like to get their 10, 20x return, and then they're out. And then, you know, maybe they buy back later. But this WanChain is probably the most hyped up project I've ever seen in my entire life. So be careful. Also, check out my Twitter, my personal Twitter, Sam_Capizzi. Go check it out. We're having our first meetup here in Los Angeles on Friday. Hope to see you there. And I think this might round it out for the stream. We are chilling. So, thank you all for watching this video. We'll be back tomorrow. Hope to see you guys all there. Remember, share this video if you like it for some free cryptocurrency. And give it a thumbs up. And we will be back in the house tomorrow. So thanks guys everyone for watching. Remember, stay a crypto somniac because the markets never sleep and neither do we. Have a good night guys.